today's class I'm going to start now. Yesterday we studied the solution of one-dimensional wave equation. We studied the solution of one-dimensional wave equation. So today we study the derivation of one-dimension heat equation. It's a model question paper problem, derivation, and also the solution of one-dimensional heat equation. Already we studied one-dimensional wave equation and solution of one-dimensional wave equation in the previous classes. So this is also a model question paper problem. Yeah. So we see here, before we go to the derivation, we have to assume the following things. Okay. We have to assume the following. That is, one, heat flows from a higher temperature to a lower temperature. Okay. Heat flows from a higher temperature to a lower temperature. First assumption, you know that heat flows from higher temperature to lower temperature. The amount of heat, secondly, the amount of heat in a body is proportional to its mass and temperature. Means the amount of heat in a body required, that's the amount of heat required for a body, is proportional to its mass. Mass is big, we require more heat. Is proportional to its mass and temperature. The amount of heat in a body is proportional to its mass and temperature. Okay. Amount of heat in a body is proportional to its mass and temperature. Okay. The rate of inflow across an area is proportional to the area and to the temperature gradient normal. So the rate of inflow across an area is proportional to the area and to the temperature gradient normal where the constant of proportionality K is called the thermal conductivity. So you can see here the diagram. This diagram you have to draw. There are two slits here. See, this is the slab. Okay, two internal portions are taken. One is PQRS, another is P dash, Q dash, R dash, S dash. Like the two internal portions are being taken. So consider a homogeneous bar. Homogeneous means same type. Homogeneous bar of constant cross section. Consider a homogeneous bar of constant cross section area A. Consider a homogeneous bar of constant cross section of area A. Let rho be the density. Density means mass per unit volume. Let rho be the density and capital S be the specific heat. Let rho be the density and capital S be the specific heat. Okay. And K be the thermal conductivity of the material. Again, I repeat. Consider a homogeneous bar of constant cross-sectional area A. Let rho be its density, S be the specific heat, and K be the thermal conductivity of the material. K be the thermal conductivity of the material. Okay. Rho is the density, mass per unit volume. S is the specific heat, and K is the thermal conductivity of the material. Now, let the sides be insulated so that the streamlines of heat flow are parallel. The sides are insulated. All these are assumptions. The sides are insulated such that the streamlines of heat flow are parallel and perpendicular to the area A. The sides are insulated so that the streamlines of heat flow are parallel and perpendicular to the area A. Let one end of the bar be taken as the origin O and the direction of the heat flow be the positive x-axis. So the bar is in the horizontal portion considered like this. One end is taken as the origin O and direction of the heat flow is considered in this positive x-axis. Let U of x comma t be the temperature of the slab. So we take let U of x comma t be the temperature of the slab at a distance x from the origin. So U of x comma t means, the notation means the temperature of the slab at a distance x from the origin. It's the temperature of the slab at a distance x from the origin. So U of x comma t is the temperature of the slab at a distance x from the origin. Okay. Now, consider an element of bar between the planes PQRS and P dash QR, Q dash, R dash, S dash. I already sent the notes to you in the group. You can see in that and copy it in your notebook. Consider an element of the bar. Consider a portion of the bar between the planes PQRS and P dash Q dash R dash S dash at a distance x and x plus delta x from the end O. So this one. This is x and this one will be x plus delta x. So two elemental areas, that is PQRS and P dash Q dash R dash S dash at a distance x, and this one is I have not written here x, so this length is delta x. So x and x plus delta x from the origin O. Okay. Let delta U be the change in the temperature in the slab of thickness delta x of the bar. So in between the two infinitesimal lengths, there is a length of delta x. So let delta U be the change in the temperature. Let delta U be the change in the temperature in a slab of thickness. In a slab of thickness, let delta U be the change in the temperature in a slab of thickness delta x of the bar. Let delta U be the change in temperature in a slab of thickness delta x of the bar. So delta U is the change of temperature. What is the thickness? Delta x of the bar. Now mass of the element. So mass of the element considered will be rho is the mass per unit length density, A is the total area. So mass of the element will be A into rho into delta x. So in that length delta x, what will be the mass of the element considered? So it will be A into rho into delta x. Capital A is the area given in the beginning. Here, consider homogeneous bar of constant cross section of area A. Mass of the element will be A into rho into delta x. The quantity of heat in this slab element is, the quantity of heat in this slab element is A into rho into S is the specific heat. Delta x into U is the temperature change. Small change in temperature. You've seen here, change in temperature in the slab of this delta x. So the quantity of heat in this slab element is, the quantity of heat in this slab element is A into rho into S into delta x into delta U. The quantity of heat in the slab element is A into rho into S. S is the specific heat. Delta x is the difference, the distance between the two small infinitesimal lengths, and delta U is the change in temperature in that distance delta x. Okay. Now you can see here that, the rate of increase of heat in this slab element, the rate of increase of heat. What will be the rate of increase of heat? That is taken as R. A rho S, rho into S into delta X. A into rho into X delta X is delta U by, this is just the quantity of heat. So the rate of heat, the rate of heat means you have to differentiate by T. Rate means you differentiate by dou T. So R is equal to A into rho into S into delta X into delta U by delta T. Delta U by delta T, take it as 1. Now, if R1 is the rate of inflow of heat, R1 is entering, the rate of inflow of heat, and R0 is the rate of outflow of heat. If R1 is the rate of, if R1 is the rate of inflow of heat, and R0 is the rate of outflow of heat, we have R1 equals plus, R1 is inflow, so plus Ka dou U by dou T of X. R0 is going outside, so it is taken as negative, minus Ka dou U by dou T at the point X plus delta X. Again I repeat, if R1 is the rate of inflow of heat and R0 is the rate of outflow of heat, if R1 is the rate of inflow of heat and R0 is the rate of outflow of heat, we have R1 equals K into A into dou U by dou T X at the point X. R0 is minus because it is the amount of rate of outflow of it. It's going outside, so negative. So minus of Ka, minus into Ka, dou U by dou T X plus delta X, where the negative sign is due to the empirical law that you assumed. When it comes inside, it is positive, and it goes outside, it will be negative, and always temperature flows from, heat flows from higher temperature to lower temperature. Okay. Now, hence from 1 and 2, from 1 and 2, here 1 is there, here 2 is there, 1 and 2, R is equal to R1 minus R2. So R, the rate of increase of heat in the slab. From 1 and 2, the rate of increase in the slab, the rate of increase in the slab, R equals R1 minus R0. And put the R value, A rho S delta X dou U by dou T, and R1 value, Ka into dou U by dou T at the point. So here, you can see here, see, Ka into dou U by dou t at the point x plus delta x minus Ka into dou u by dou x at the point x. So R1 minus R0. So you can see here R1 dou u by dou t at the point. So x plus delta x minus Ka dou u by dou x at the point x. Okay. So what you get here? Next step is, actually it should be R0 minus R1. Actually it should be R0 minus R1. So this is negative when it's entering. So Ka into dou u by dou x plus delta x minus Ka into dou u by dou x at the point x. So now dou u by dou t, from this dou u by dou t, what happens? You bring this to this side. Here A and A get cancelled. A and A get cancelled. So we get K by rho s dou u by dou x at the point x plus delta x minus dou u by dou x at the point x. So divided by delta x. Clear? Divided by delta x. So applying limit delta x tend to 0. Applying limit delta x tend to 0. So R1 minus R0. Here you have to be careful. R1 minus R0. So Ka dou u by dou x plus delta x minus Ka dou u by dou x of x. Next, we have to find dou u by dou t. So A and A get cancelled. So K by K divided by delta x. So remaining K by delta s outside. Then K by rho s. This is not delta rho. This is rho s. So dou u by dou x plus delta x minus dou u by dou x at the point x divided by delta x. Now we apply limit delta x tend to 0. Now we apply limit delta x tend to 0. We apply the limit delta x tend to 0. So dou u by dou t equals K by rho s into, this is nothing but rate of change of the derivative. That is the derivative differentiability rule. That is limit h tend to 0 f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h is f dash of x. That is the rule of derivative. So when you use the rule of derivative, the first derivative will be second derivative. Actually, if you take u, it will be first derivative. The first derivative, if you take second derivative. If you take second derivative, it will be third derivative. So this will be K by rho s dou squared u by dou x squared by the rule of differentiability. Applying limit delta x tend to 0. Okay. Now we get here dou u by dou t equals K by rho s dou squared u by dou x squared. So this is the dou u by dou t. This K by rho s is taken as c squared, where c squared is K by rho s into dou squared u by dou x squared. This is called as the one-dimensional heat equation. This is called as the one-dimensional heat equation. It is called as the one-dimensional heat equation. So I hope it is clear. See, once again, I will just explain. See, it's a model question paper problem. We assume that heat flows from higher temperature to lower temperature. The amount of heat in a body is proportional to its mass and temperatures. It's proportional to its mass and temperatures. The rate of inflow in the area is proportional to the area and to the temperature gradient. That means difference in temperatures normal. Temperature gradient normal. That is small difference in temperatures, where the constant of proportionality K is called thermal conductivity. So this is the diagram. This is the origin. Till here length is x. Till here x plus delta x. This small region is delta x. Two elemental areas at cross sections are taken, P, Q, RS, and P dash, Q dash, R dash, and S dash. Consider a homogeneous bar. Homogeneous means same type. Homogeneous bar of constant cross section of area A. Let rho be the density and S be the specific heat and K be the thermal conductivity of the material. Let the sides be insulated so that the streamline of heat flow is parallel and perpendicular to the area A. I'm going a bit fast because already once I explained. Let one end of the bar, I already told you, is taken as the origin O and the direction of heat goes in the positive x-axis. U of xt means the temperature of the slab at a distance x from the origin. U of x comma t is temperature of the slab at a distance x from the origin. So consider the elemental cross section of the bar between PQRS and P dash Q dash R dash S dash as shown in the diagram. That is a distance x and x plus delta x. So x plus delta x minus x, like that, from the end O. Let delta U be the change in temperature in the slab of thickness delta x of the bar. Let delta U be the change in temperature in the slab of thickness delta x of the bar. Mass of the element is area into rho is density, mass per unit length, into that small length, that is delta x. So mass of the element will be A into rho into delta x. the quantity of heat in the slab. So quantity of heat formula is A into rho into, this is specific heat, this is density, this is area, A into rho into S into delta X into delta U. Delta X is the small length where the heat is considered. Delta U is the small change in temperature in this delta X length. So the rate of increase of heat, now the rate of increase of heat, rate means you have to partial differentiate with respect to T. So R equals A rho S into delta X dou U by dou T. Now R1 is the rate of inflow of heat and R0 is the rate of outflow of heat. So we take like this. So now R is equal to R1 minus R1 difference R0, it's actually, it might be R1 minus R0 or R0 minus R1, anything. So difference R1. So R equals, already you have seen here, A rho S delta X dou U by dou T. Then Ka dou U by dou X, X plus delta X minus Ka dou U by dou X of X. Okay, here. So here you have to change. See, there is a small mistake. So here at the point X. So at the point X and at the point X plus delta X, that T will be X. Here it will be X plus delta X, that way. So dou U by dou X at the point X plus delta X minus K. You just think of this. So R equals A rho S delta X dou U by dou T is equal to R1 Ka dou U by dou X, X plus delta X minus R0 Ka dou U by dou X of X. So this is R1, this is R0. So you can please cut this no need, this rate of outflow, this step you need not write at all. So R is equal to R1 minus R0. This is taken as R1, this is taken as R0. So Ka equals dou U by dou X, X plus delta X, R1. R0 is taken as Ka dou U by dou X of X. Okay. Now this will be, we want only dou U by dou T. So bring this to the other side, A and A get cancelled. K is common, A and A get cancelled, so it will be K by rho S into dou U by dou X, X plus delta X minus dou U by dou X of X divided by delta X. Applying limit delta X tend to 0, dou U by dou T equals K by rho S, and this will be second derivative, that is dou squared U by dou X squared. So dou U by dou T equals C squared dou squared U by dou X squared is called one-dimensional heat equation, where C squared equals K by rho S, where C squared equals K by rho S, C squared equals K by rho S. Now various possible solution of one-dimensional heat equations. So we derived one-dimensional heat equation. Either this question will come above what it was, or this question, any one. There are 4 questions, very important, present in the model question paper. One is derivation of one-dimensional heat equation. Another is various possible solution of heat equation by variable separable method. Third one is derivation of wave equation and various possible solution of wave equation. So already wave equation, derivation and solution we have done. Today we did the derivation of heat equation, and now we are discussing the various possible solution of heat equation. It is just like what you have done in wave equation, same concept. Now if we consider the one-dimensional heat equation, if we consider the one-dimensional heat equation here, if we consider one-dimensional heat equation, okay, if we consider one-dimensional heat equation, that is dou U by dou T equals C squared into Uxx, that is dou U by dou T. Ut means dou U by dou T, partial derivative of U with respect to T equals C squared dou squared U by dou X squared. U is taken as xt. So x of x and T of T be the solution of the PD. Already same thing for the wave equation, because there are 2 variables x and T. So here in place of U, you put xt, C squared dou squared by dou X squared xt. Here what I did, here C squared T is common, T is outside, because with respect to X, so that 1 by C squared T, dou T by dou capital T by dou T is equal to this 1 by X comes outside. But since it is a partial derivative of one variable, the partial derivative will be an ordinary derivative. Already we studied in the beginning of this chapter. Since it is a single variable partial derivative, single variable and single variable, only one variable, here with respect to T, here with respect to X, the partial derivative will be an ordinary derivative. So it will be dt by T, 1 by C squared T equals 1 by X d squared X by dx squared. So now we equate it to K, we equate it to some constant K. So 1 by C squared T dt by dt equals K, that is 1 by X d squared X by dx squared equals K. So dt by T equals minus C squared Tk, this C squared T cross multiplied minus C squared Kt. Here d squared x by dx squared minus kx equals 0, because I already multiplied by x, and then minus kx equals 0. Okay, now here I'll write it as d minus c squared k of t. T is common outside equals 0, and here I write d squared minus k of x equals 0, where here d is taken as d by dt, here d is taken as d by dx, you know clearly. Now there are three cases for k. So k constant, what we equated, it might be 0, or it might be constant, or it might be negative. Same in the wave equation. There are three cases because k is a constant we took. So the constant, it might be 0, or it might be positive, or it might be negative. There are three values for k. Yeah, three values for k. So first we take when k equals 0. So if k equals 0, this equation will be dt equals 0. This will be d squared x equals 0. So I take auxiliary equation d equals 0. I replace d by m. So m equals 0. Here d squared equals 0. Auxiliary equation will be m squared equals 0. So m equals 0, 0. Now the solutions will be for this. For this the solution will be single solution. So here t equals, because t is the t equals c1 I take e power 0t, you know from the first module. Here repeated roots, so x equals, and the variable is x, c2 plus c3x e power 0x, because d squared m squared has got two roots, 0, 0, you get like this. So t equals c1 and x equals c2 plus c3x. So solution of the PDE, u equals xt. So x is, I can write together, you can write tx or xt. So I wrote t first, that is c1, into x, that is c2 plus c3x. So case 2, I told you, case 1, k is 0, already we solved. So case 2, k is positive. So k positive means I take k equals p squared, where p might be positive or negative. When it's negative, p squared is positive. So I take k as p squared. So if I put k as p squared, here I will get d minus c squared p squared. Here I will get d squared minus p squared of x. So I get the equation as d. Wherever d I put m minus auxiliary equation, m minus c squared p squared equals 0, and d squared minus p squared, I replace d by m squared minus p squared equals 0. So from this, bring the unknowns to one side, m equals c squared p squared. From here, m squared equals p squared, or m equals plus or minus square root of p squared, that is plus or minus p. So the solutions will be, first one is t, second one is x. So this is, solution, the method from module 1, ordinary differential equation, c1 dash. Why we take c1 dash? Because c1 already used in case 1. So c1 dash e power c squared p squared t. c1 dash e power c squared p squared t, and capital X equals, there are two roots, c2 dash, we take c2 dash e power px plus c3 dash e power minus px. You know this. Hence the solution of the PD is u is equal to xt. So I wrote t first, whatever, c1 dash e power c squared p squared t. I can write also x first, no problem. And c2 dash e power px plus c3 dash e power minus px. c3 dash e power minus px. Okay. Now case 3. Case 3 means when k is negative. When k is negative. K is negative means k equals minus p squared. Okay. K equals minus p squared. So when k equals minus p squared, what happens? So k equals minus p squared, you come back here. Okay, when k equals minus p squared, it will be d plus c squared p squared. Here it will be d squared plus p squared. So replace d by m. So when I this d plus c squared p squared equals 0. So when I replace d by m, the auxiliary equation will be m plus c squared p squared equals 0. Another equation will be d squared plus p squared equals 0. D plus d by m, m squared plus p squared equals 0. This can be written as m equals minus c squared p squared. This can be written as take p squared that side. So square root of plus or minus square root of minus p squared. Square root of minus 1 is I, complex number, you know that. So m equals plus or minus ip. Now here it is the first type. So real or distinct roots. So single root, t equals c1 double dash. First one case I took c1, second case I took c1 dash. Third case now I take c1 double dash. E power minus c squared p squared. Here it's a complex number. The real part is 0. E power p is 0. E power 0 is 1. Therefore x equals, because second one is x, first one is t, c2 double dash cos of px plus C3 double dash sine of Px. As you know from the module 1 how to solve ordinary differential equations. If you don't know, please tick it. When the college starts, I'll explain. You can come to me and ask the doubt, it will be cleared. Hence, the solution of the PDE is given by u equals xt. So, x value, t value I wrote first, or x value, anything, c1 double dash e power minus c squared p squared t into x, c2 double dash cos px plus c3 double dash sin px. So, here we have derived the wave equation and its solution also. So, once again, I will just fast way just take the heat equation. And what is heat equation? Ut equals c squared uxx. Already I derived here. Very, very important question. Sure question in the question paper. Any one of them. So, dou u by, there are 4. Again, I repeat 4. That is, one is wave equation, derivation of wave equation, solution of wave equation, or derivation of wave equation, or solution of wave equation. Each will be 7 marks. Or derivation of heat equation, which I did today, solution of heat equation. So the heat equation, various possible solution of heat equation. Heat equation ut equals c squared uxx. So we consider the one-dimensional heat equation. Ut can be written as dou u by dou t c squared, dou squared u by dou x squared. So u equals xt we take because there are two variables. X is a function of x, t is a function of t. We write in place of u xt, and then we make all suitable cross multiplications. And in when a partial derivative is respect to a single variable, it will be ordinary derivative, ODE. So it is a derivative now. We equate this each of them to a constant k. Left hand side all t's are taken, right hand side x is taken, and then we write dt by dt cross multiplying minus c squared t equals 0. This also cross multiplying t squared x by x squared minus kx equals 0. This way. Okay. Now where d is first case d by dt, second case d by dx. There are now k, we have taken it equal to a constant k. Now k has got three possibilities. Either k is 0, or k is positive, or k is negative. When k is 0, put here 0 that way. When k is positive, put k as p squared. When k is negative, put k as minus p squared. That's all. And replace d by m to find the auxiliary equation. That's only we have done. So when we put this, m squared is 0. In this case, m squared 0, m 0, 0. Here just m 0. So in this case, t equals c1 e power 0. Here the roots are repeated, so x equals, because the variable is x, c2 plus c3x e power 0x. Then u equals xt. I wrote t for c1 into x. Second case, when k is positive, k equals p squared. So in that equation, I told you put the value m minus c squared p squared. Replace d by m, or m squared minus p squared equals 0. Take this to the other side, m equals c squared p squared, or m equals plus or minus p. Then write the corresponding solution by using the concept of ordinary differential equation in module 1. So t variable t equals c1 dash, c1 used in first case here. So here c1 dash, in third case we use c1 double dash, e power c squared p squared t, and here variable is x. Second case variable, so x equals, here two distinct roots, okay, two distinct roots which are real, or integer or real or whatever. So c2 dash e power px plus c3 dash e power minus p, that is case 1. Hence the solution x t value I have written, x value I have written. When negative, again the same thing, auxiliary equation, replace d by m, and you get like this. In this case, I took c1 double dash, I told you e power minus c squared p squared t. Here complex number, real part is 0. So the real part is 0. Okay. So we get c2 double dash cos px plus c3 double dash sin px. Okay. Hence the solution of the PDE is given by u equals xt, t value I wrote, and also x value I wrote, that is x into t. So now here you can see that in this class, if you summarize, I derived the heat equation, and also I found the various possible solution of heat equation. So this ends module 3. So tomorrow at 11 I will start module 4. Please inform many, the absentees, the strength is very less. The strength is very less. Many students are absent. Anyway, those who have attended, I'll give the attendance. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to start module 4, but tell all of them to write the notes. I'm going to check the notes. That is one of the assignments. I have sent all the PDF in the group day by day. You could have done it daily. It would have been easier. and then also one assignment one I have submitted, that also I am going to see. Okay, so once again, lastly, I will just say today I derived one dimensional heat equation, and then I derived very important solution of various possible solution of one dimensional heat equation. Tomorrow I will start module 4 at 11 a.m. I'll start the class. So I wind up the class, wind up the session. Thank you all of you. Thanks to all of you, and also all the best.